and we'll keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries. 100 sleep mysteries, looping softly, endlessly through the night. Tonight we'll drift through the eerie biology that traps you half awake, frozen between worlds. The hidden brain glitch that snatches your dreams before you can hold them, and the lost Roman ritual said to calm the mind so completely it can erase insomnia in just 1 week. There's nothing you need to do now. Just let your body sink, heavier, heavier. Feel the mattress holding you, every muscle softening, your heartbeat slowing, thump, thump, matching the rhythm of space itself, shoulders melting down, jaw releasing, each breath pulling you deeper, deeper into the calm, the quiet, the dark. If this helps you rest, tap subscribe and hit like, so others can find this calm too, but only if your eyes are still open. Otherwise, just drift. Now, let's drift into sleep. Your body knows a rhythm you've forgotten, a pulse that moves through you every 90 minutes, like waves lapping at the shore of consciousness. This is your sleep cycle, the architecture of night, moving you through stages, light sleep dissolving into deep, then rising again into dreams. 90 minutes, then starting over and over, until morning. 4 to 6 cycles each night. Your brain conducting a symphony you never hear. Each wave carrying you deeper, then lifting you back. Deep, then dreaming. Deep, then dreaming. The rhythm older than words, older than thought. And there's something your body knows, something the world keeps trying to tell you isn't true. You cannot catch up on lost sleep, not really. Your brain keeps a ledger, a debt that compounds, sleep debt, accumulating in the shadows. You can rest more, feel better, but those lost hours, they've already changed you, reshaped neural pathways, altered gene expression. The weekend lie-in doesn't erase Tuesday's exhaustion. It soothes, it helps. But time moves only forward, and sleep, once lost, becomes memory, becomes weight, becomes fog that never fully lifts. Your eyes are moving now, beneath closed lids, darting left, right, watching dreams flicker past. This is REM, rapid eye movement, where your brain rehearses, practices being you. In REM, your mind weaves narratives from nothing, testing scenarios, processing fears, integrating memories into the fabric of who you are. 20 to 25% of your night spent in this electric storm of thought, your muscles paralyzed, perfectly still, so you won't act out the visions, won't leap from bed chasing dream tigers. Your brain so active it glows on scans, burning bright as waking, while your body lies heavy, heavier, sinking. REM sharpens your emotions, teaches your heart what to feel. Without it, the world becomes flat, colors fade, music loses its pull. After just one night of lost REM, irritability blooms like bruises. But now, you're sinking deeper, past REM, past the lighter stages, down, down, into the ocean floor of consciousness. Deep sleep, stage 3, where delta waves roll through your brain like thunder, slow, powerful, erasing the day. This is where memories cement, crystallize. The things you learn today, the faces, the facts, the feelings, they're being written into you now, transferred from temporary storage, filed away in the library of forever. Deep sleep sculpts you, makes you more than you were when the sun was up. Athletes' muscles rebuild here, torn fibers knitting stronger. Children grow taller in deep sleep, their bones lengthening in the dark. If you don't sink deep enough, memories stay fragile. Learning crumbles. The mind needs this darkness, this stillness, this profound quiet. And in your brain, right now, a tiny gland is releasing something. The pineal gland, shaped like a pine cone, no bigger than a grain of rice, tucked deep in the center of your skull. Descartes called it the seat of the soul. It's releasing melatonin, the hormone of darkness, not a sedative, but a signal, a chemical whisper telling your body, it's time to lower the lights, time to slow, time to sleep. Melatonin rises as evening falls, peaks around 2 or 3 in the morning, then fades as dawn approaches. Blue light stops it, screens shouting at your pineal gland. Not yet, not yet. Stay awake. But in true darkness, or with warm dim light, melatonin flows, and your body knows. Night has come, rest is near, your temperature is dropping. Have you noticed? Your core temperature falls through the night, 1 to 2 degrees. This isn't cold, this is optimization. The body works better cooler, repairs more efficiently, sleeps more deeply when the internal thermostat dips. The perfect room temperature for sleep, somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees, cool enough to trigger that temperature drop, but warm enough that you're not shivering, not fighting, just cool, just right, just sinking. And while you sleep, while you float here in the dark, your immune system is working, warriors patrolling, healing, strengthening. Sleep and immunity dance together, intertwined. During sleep, your body produces cytokines, proteins that fight infection and inflammation, that target invaders, that remember threats. One night of poor sleep, and your vaccine response weakens. Your body can't build the same defenses, can't remember the enemy as well. Sleep deprivation for just one night, and you're 3 times more likely to catch a cold when exposed. Sleep is medicine, ancient medicine, the kind your cells have known for millions of years. You're drifting, and suddenly your leg kicks, a jolt, a falling sensation. This is a hypnic jolt, a myoclonic twitch, that strange moment when your muscles fire as you're falling asleep. Scientists think it happens because as your muscles relax, your brain misinterprets the signals. It thinks you're falling, so it jerks you awake. A protective reflex from when our ancestors slept in trees. Your nervous system checking, making sure you're safe, not tumbling from a branch into the dark. 70% of people experience this. That sudden drop, that gasp, back into awareness. It's normal, harmless, just your ancient brain keeping watch, even as it lets you go. Some of you are owls, some of you are larks. This isn't poetry, it's biology. Chronotypes, your genetic programming for when you naturally wake and sleep. Morning larks rise early, energized by dawn, their cortisol peaking at sunrise. Owls come alive at night, their melatonin rising later, their bodies programmed for darkness. Most of the world, built for larks, expect you at 9 a.m., bright and ready. But if you're an owl, you're fighting your DNA, swimming upstream against your own biology. There's a gene, PER3, that influences this, determines whether you're wired for dawn or dusk. You can't change it. Not really. You can shift it slightly, but an owl will never love the morning, and a lark will always fade by 10 p.m. Your body knows its rhythm, and it will always, always pull you back. Let yourself drift now into that strange space between waking and sleep. Hypnagogia, the threshold, the twilight. You might see things here, faces in the dark, geometric patterns, flashes of light and colour, your brain misfiring gently, creating images from nothing as consciousness frays. These are hypnagogic hallucinations, not dreams yet, but not waking either, just visions, harmless, fleeting, like watching clouds dissolve. Some people hear voices, their name called softly, music playing. It's your brain practicing, warming up for the dreams to come. If you stay very still, very calm, you might notice something else. You can become aware inside a dream. You can wake up without waking up. This is lucid dreaming, consciousness flickering on inside the movie, realizing you're the dreamer, not just the dream. People have practiced this for centuries. The Tibetan Buddhists call it dream yoga. You can learn to notice the signs, the inconsistencies, the strangeness, a light switch that doesn't work, text that changes when you look away. And once you know you're dreaming, you can fly. You can face your fears. You can create entire worlds with a thought. Some keep dream journals, writing every morning, training the mind to remember, to notice. Others do reality checks throughout the day, asking, "Am I dreaming right now?" until the question follows them into sleep, and there, the answer is yes. But you don't need to control your dreams tonight. Just let them come. Let them wash over you like rain on glass. Your phone is glowing, even now, even in the dark. That cold blue light, the same wavelength as morning sky. Your brain doesn't know the difference. It sees blue light and thinks, dawn, time to wake, suppress the melatonin, stay alert. Every screen does this. Tablets, laptops, televisions, flooding your eyes with artificial morning, confusing the ancient clock inside you. Studies show just 2 hours of screen time before bed, and your melatonin is suppressed, your sleep delayed, your REM reduced. Some people wear amber glasses, blocking the blue, letting only warm light through. Others dim their screens, shift to warmer tones, but the best remedy is the oldest. Darkness, real darkness, letting the night be night. In true darkness, your pupils dilate, your melatonin flows, your body remembers what night is supposed to feel like. You're breathing in, out, and with each exhale, your emotions are softening. Sleep is the balm for feelings, the reset button for your heart. During REM, your brain processes emotional memories, strips away the sharp edges, keeps the lesson but dulls the pain. This is why we say, sleep on it. Why morning brings clarity. Your amygdala, the fear center, it calms during sleep, especially during REM. The emotional charge decreases. Heartbreak feels less raw after rest. Anger cools. Fear loosens its grip. People who don't sleep enough, their amygdala stays activated, 60% more reactive to negative stimuli. The world feels harsher, threats loom larger. Without sleep, emotions lose their regulation, become wild, become overwhelming. But here, in this soft darkness, your emotions are finding balance, recalibrating. The day's stress is being filed away, sorted, integrated. By morning, you'll feel lighter, steadier, more yourself. There's a technique, slow and simple, that can pull you deeper. The 4-7-8 breath. Breathe in through your nose, counting slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now release through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This pattern triggers your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. It slows your heart, lowers your blood pressure, tells your body you're safe, you can let go. Dr. Andrew Weil calls it a natural tranquilizer. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. 4 counts in, 7 counts hold, 8 counts out, like waves, like breathing with the ocean. Let it carry you. Humans used to sleep differently, not 8 hours straight, but in 2 shifts, biphasic sleep. Before artificial light, people would sleep for 4 hours, wake for 1 or 2, then sleep again until dawn. This midnight waking was normal, expected. People would pray, talk quietly, make love, reflect, then return to sleep. They called it first sleep and second sleep. It's documented in literature, in court records, in medical texts, a natural rhythm, erased by the Industrial Revolution, by electric lights, by the demand for continuous productivity. Some sleep scientists think if you wake at 3 a.m. and can't fall back, maybe you're not broken. Maybe you're just remembering an older way, a gentler rhythm. If it happens, don't fight, just rest, breathe. Let the quiet hold you. Trust that sleep will return. Your brain is cleaning itself right now. A system discovered only recently, the glymphatic system, like the lymphatic system in your body, but for your brain. It opens during sleep, flushing out waste, clearing away toxic proteins. including beta amyloid, the plaque associated with Alzheimer's. Your brain cells actually shrink during sleep, creating space for cerebrospinal fluid to wash through, sweeping away the day's debris. This only happens in deep sleep, when the delta waves roll through. If you don't sleep deeply enough, the waste accumulates, builds up, clogs the delicate machinery. This might be why sleep deprivation is linked to neurodegeneration, why chronic insomnia increases dementia risk. Your brain needs this nightly cleansing, this flushing, this reset. It's housekeeping for your mind. The ancient Romans knew something about sleep. They had a ritual passed down through generations, a practice for those plagued by sleepless nights. They would walk slowly, meditatively, through their gardens at dusk, focusing on each step, each breath, grounding themselves in the present moment. Then they would lie down in a room cooled by stone walls and breathe, counting each breath, visualizing worries as leaves floating away on a stream. This practice, done for 7 consecutive nights, was said to cure even the most stubborn insomnia. Modern sleep science echoes this. The combination of gentle movement, mindfulness, cool environment, breath focus. These are the same principles we use today. The Romans didn't have the terminology, but they understood. The body knows how to sleep. You just have to let it. The moon is out there, somewhere, pulling at the tides, at the water in your body. You're 70% water, and some researchers believe the lunar cycle affects your sleep. Studies show around the full moon, people take longer to fall asleep, sleep less deeply, wake more often. It might be the brightness, even through curtains, or something deeper, more primal. Our ancestors needed to be alert during bright full moons, when predators could hunt, when danger prowled. Maybe we still carry that awareness, that lunar sensitivity in our bones. Some people track their sleep against moon phases, noticing patterns, embracing the rhythm. If you sleep poorly near the full moon, you're not imagining it. You're just listening to a very old song. Your body has a clock ticking inside every cell. Circadian rhythm, from the Latin circa diem, about a day. This internal timer runs roughly 24 hours, controlling when you feel alert, when you feel drowsy, when your body temperature rises and falls, when hormones release. Light is the master conductor, resetting your circadian clock each day. Morning sunlight especially, telling your suprachiasmatic nucleus, the tiny cluster of neurons in your hypothalamus, that day has begun. Evening darkness tells it, night is here, time to wind down. When you cross time zones, when you work night shifts, when you stare at screens until midnight, you're confusing this ancient clock. It drifts, loses its rhythm, and you feel it in the fog, in the exhaustion, in the strange wrongness of being awake when your cells know you should be asleep. But here, right now, your circadian rhythm is aligned. You're in bed, in the dark, at the right time, Your body can finally do what it was built to do. Animals sleep in such strange ways. Dolphins sleep with half their brain at a time, one hemisphere awake, the other dreaming so they can keep swimming, keep breathing, keep watching for danger. Ducks on the edge of a group do the same, one eye open, protecting the flock. Bats sleep upside down for 19 hours a day. Giraffes sleep only 30 minutes and 5-minute bursts, standing up, always alert. Snails can sleep for 3 years, waiting for rain. But the most mysterious, the sperm whale. They sleep vertically, suspended in the water, completely still, for 10 to 15 minutes at a time, drifting like underwater monoliths, in a sleep so deep they don't even respond to passing boats. Every creature sleeps, even insects, even jellyfish without brains. Sleep is universal, essential, older than consciousness itself. The world sleeps, and so do you. You're on the edge now, that strange space where you might see things, feel things. Exploding head syndrome, despite the alarming name, is harmless. Some people hear a loud bang as they fall asleep, like a door slamming, or cymbals crashing, or an explosion inside their skull. It's not pain, just sound, or the sensation of sound, a misfire in your auditory neurons. As your brain shuts down for the night, it startles you awake, heart pounding, but you're safe. Nothing happened, just your brain, fumbling the transition from waking to sleep. If it happens, just breathe. Know it's normal. Know it will pass. Let yourself settle and drift again. Your sleep position might say something about you. Or maybe it's just comfort. But researchers have noticed patterns. People who sleep on their backs, the soldier position, tend to be more reserved, structured. Those who curl on their sides, the fetal position, might be more sensitive, seeking comfort. Stomach sleepers, the free-fall position, are sometimes more outgoing, more risk-taking. And those who sleep on their sides with arms outstretched, the yearner, might be more open but also more suspicious. Of course, this isn't destiny, just correlation, just patterns noticed in the dark. Sleep, however, feels right, however lets you rest. There's no wrong way to surrender to the night. Here's something strange. You cannot sneeze while you're asleep. Your body temporarily paralyzes certain reflexes during REM, including sneezing. If something irritates your nose, you might wake, or you might simply not react. Your brain suppressing the signal, keeping you still, keeping you safe in your paralysis. It's one of those small mysteries. The body choosing sleep over sneezing, rest over reflex, trusting that morning will come and the sneeze can wait. Around 2 or 3 p.m, you probably feel it, that dip, that sudden heaviness, the post-lunch dip. It's not just the food, though heavy meals make it worse. It's your circadian rhythm, dipping naturally in the early afternoon, a biological signal, suggesting a nap might be wise. Many cultures honor this. Siestas in Spain, riposo in Italy, kailula in the Middle East, a midday rest, a brief surrender to drowsiness. It's not laziness, it's alignment with a rhythm that's been there all along. NASA studied naps. They found the perfect nap for astronauts. 26 minutes, just enough to refresh, restore alertness, improve performance by 34%. Too short, and you don't benefit. Too long, and you sink into deep sleep, wake groggy, disoriented. But 26 minutes in that sweet spot of light sleep, and you wake clearer, sharper, ready. Power naps. Not a replacement for night sleep, but a boost, a gift, a brief dip into rest. Some dreams come back over and over. You're falling, or flying, or being chased, or showing up to an exam you never studied for. Teeth crumbling, being late, losing something precious. These recurring dreams, they might mean something, or they might just be your brain's favourite metaphors for stress, for fear, for lack of control. Carl Jung believed dreams speak in symbols, the unconscious mind expressing what the conscious mind won't acknowledge. Falling dreams might reflect anxiety about losing control. Flying dreams, a desire for freedom, teeth falling out, fear of aging, of powerlessness. Or maybe they're just neurons firing, creating narratives from random signals. Either way, they're yours, your private theatre, playing the same scenes until something shifts, until you don't need them anymore. Let your jaw soften, unclench. You might not have noticed, but you've been holding tension there. Let it go. Heavier, heavier. Inside your brain, there's a molecule building up, adenosine. It accumulates throughout the day. The longer you're awake, the more it builds, binding to receptors, creating sleep pressure, that mounting urge to rest, like a weight slowly lowering onto your eyelids. When you finally sleep, adenosine clears, washed away, reset to zero by morning. This is process S, sleep homeostasis. The biological pressure to sleep that builds with every waking hour. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors, tricking your brain, making it think there's no sleep pressure. But the adenosine is still building, still accumulating. And when the caffeine wears off, it all hits at once. The crash, the sudden exhaustion, the debt coming due. Sleep pressure and circadian rhythm work together, a two-process model. Process S pushing you towards sleep. Process C, your circadian clock, telling you when. Together they create the perfect storm of drowsiness, pulling you under, pulling you here, into this soft darkness. Your body is doing something strange right now, something most people never think about. You're getting taller, not permanently, but your spine is lengthening, releasing. During the day, gravity compresses you, presses down on the discs between your vertebrae, squeezing fluid out, shortening you by up to ½ an inch. But lying down, the pressure releases, fluid flows back, discs expand. You actually grow taller as you sleep. By morning, you're as tall as you'll ever be, until you stand, and gravity begins its slow compression again. Astronauts in space grow even more, 2 inches or more without gravity's constant pull, their spines stretching out, their bodies remembering how to be longer, freer, unburdened. Someone near you is snoring, or maybe it's you, the sound of soft tissues vibrating. As you sleep, your muscles relax, including those in your throat. The airway narrows, and when you breathe, air rushes past, causing tissue to flutter, to vibrate, to create that rhythmic rumble. 40% of adults snore occasionally. More as we age, as muscle tone decreases. It's usually harmless, just noisy, but sometimes the airway closes completely for seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. This is sleep apnea, where breathing stops, oxygen drops, and the brain jolts you awake over and over all night long without you remembering. If you snore loudly, if you wake gasping, if you're exhausted despite sleeping 8 hours, it might be worth investigating. Because real sleep requires breath, steady, uninterrupted, like waves. There's a fascinating idea that you can learn while you sleep. Sleep learning. It doesn't work the way movies suggest. You can't listen to a language course and wake up fluent, but you can strengthen memories, consolidate skills. Your brain replays what you practice during the day, refining, optimizing, making the neural pathways smoother, faster. Musicians who practice a piece, then sleep, perform better than those who practice the same amount but stay awake. Athletes visualizing a movement before bed wake with improved muscle memory. The brain rehearses in sleep, replays the day's lessons, embeds them deeper. So if you're learning something, practice before bed. Let sleep be your teacher, your silent tutor, working through the night. Someone once stayed awake for 11 days straight. Randy Gardner, a high school student in 1964, a record that still stands, 264 hours without sleep. His speech slurred, his thinking fractured. He had hallucinations, paranoia, couldn't concentrate, couldn't remember. But remarkably, he recovered. After 14 hours of sleep, he was mostly fine. Slept normally afterward, no permanent damage detected. Though scientists now believe some changes might have lingered, invisible, in the deep structure of his brain. We don't do these experiments anymore. It's too dangerous, too cruel. The body needs sleep like it needs air. Deprive it long enough, and reality itself begins to crumble. If you sleep at high altitude, above 8,000 feet, your sleep architecture changes. More awakenings, less deep sleep, less REM. The lower oxygen levels disturb your breathing patterns, cause brief apneas. Your brain struggles to maintain normal sleep, even as your body desperately needs rest to adapt to the thin air. Climbers on Everest, sleeping at 26,000 feet, barely sleep at all, just brief lapses, their bodies too stressed, too oxygen starved. The death zone called that for many reasons, and sleeplessness is one. But here, at sea level or close to it. Your lungs fill easily, oxygen saturating your blood. Your brain can rest fully, completely. Let the altitude of consciousness drift lower, lower, down to the deepest depths. Pain and sleep dance together, each affecting the other. When you sleep well, your pain tolerance increases. You can endure more, cope better. But when you're sleep deprived, pain intensifies. A paper cut feels like a wound. A headache becomes unbearable. Sleep deprivation actually lowers your pain threshold, makes your nerves more sensitive. The brain's pain centers activate more strongly, while the regions that regulate pain, that soothe and calm, those go quiet. Chronic pain sufferers often can't sleep, and the lack of sleep makes their pain worse, a vicious cycle. But sometimes, prioritizing sleep, using techniques to improve rest, can break the cycle, reduce the pain, bring relief. Your body knows sleep is healing, sleep is medicine. Let it work. There's a difference between sleep deprivation and fatigue. Fatigue is tiredness, the heaviness in your muscles after a long day, the desire to rest. Sleep deprivation is something deeper, darker. It's cognitive impairment, emotional instability, hallucinations, memory failure. You can be fatigued but not sleep deprived, and you can be sleep deprived without feeling particularly tired. Your brain adapting, compensating, hiding the deficit, until suddenly you can't think, can't function, can't remember why you walked into a room. True sleep deprivation, after even one night, is like being legally drunk. Reaction times slow, judgment falters, coordination suffers. After 24 hours awake, your impairment matches a blood alcohol level of 0.1%. Too drunk to drive, too impaired to operate machinery. But you're not sleep deprived tonight. You're here, resting, letting your brain restore itself, cell by cell, synapse by synapse. Darkness is essential, true darkness, not the glow of a clock, not the standby light on a TV, not the crack of light under the door. Your skin has photoreceptors, even with your eyes closed, even through your eyelids. Light signals travel to your brain, suppressing melatonin, disrupting sleep. Blackout curtains, eye masks, covering LEDs. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities, at least for optimal sleep. The darker the room, the deeper your sleep, the more melatonin flows, the better your body repairs. In total darkness, your pineal gland works unimpeded, producing melatonin in waves, guiding you through the sleep stages, anchoring you in night. Our ancestors slept in such darkness. Caves, huts, no streetlights, no electronics, just the pure black of night, and their sleep was different, deeper, more aligned with biology. You can create that darkness now, or imagine it. Let the darkness behind your eyelids deepen, thicken, become total, absolute. A darkness that holds you, supports you, like water, like space. You can wake up inside your dreams. We talked about this before, but let's sink deeper into it. Lucid dreaming. It happens most often in the early morning, during longer REM periods, when your consciousness is closest to the surface. Some people notice they're dreaming when something impossible happens. They try to read text, and it shifts, morphs, changes, or they look at their hands, and they have too many fingers, or too few. These are dream signs, glitches in the matrix, clues that you're not awake. Once you know you're dreaming, you can do anything. Fly over cities, swim through walls, talk to aspects of yourself, face your fears in safety. Some people use lucid dreams for therapy, for practice, for creativity. Artists and inventors dreaming solutions into being, but you don't have to control it. Sometimes the gift of lucid dreaming is just knowing this is a dream, knowing you're safe, knowing morning will come and this strange theatre will fade. Drowsy driving kills, more than alcohol, more than texting. Falling asleep at the wheel for just 3 seconds at highway speed means travelling the length of a football field blind, completely unconscious. Anything could happen. 20% of fatal crashes involve drowsy driving. The signs are there: heavy eyelids, constant yawning, drifting lanes, missing exits. But people push through, thinking they're fine, thinking they'll make it, until they don't. If you're driving drowsy, pull over, nap for 20 minutes, get caffeine, but better yet, just sleep. Let someone else drive, or wait until morning. Your life and the lives of others depend on rest, on honouring your body's need for sleep. But you're not driving now. You're here, safe, still, sinking. In Japan, there's a practice called inamuri, sleeping while present. It's acceptable, even admired, to doze off during a meeting, on a train, at your desk. It shows you're working hard, so hard you're exhausted. It's not disrespect, it's dedication. People sleep in public in Japan without shame, without judgment. Just brief surrenders to sleep pressure, micro naps integrated into daily life. Then they wake and continue, refreshed. The culture understands. Sleep is not weakness. Sleep is necessary, natural, human. Maybe we could all learn from this. Stop fighting. Stop forcing wakefulness. Just rest when your body asks, even for a moment, even for a breath. Between REM cycles, there are moments, micro dreams, brief flickers of narrative, lasting seconds. You might not remember them. They're too short, too fleeting, but your brain is practicing, warming up, testing scenarios. These micro dreams are like trailers, previews of the longer REM dreams to come. Your unconscious mind stretching, flexing, preparing to weave its strange stories. Sometimes you catch one, a flash of image, a voice, a feeling. Then it's gone, dissolved back into the darkness. You're moving through stages now, cycling light sleep, deeper, dreaming, back to light, over and over. Each cycle a journey, a complete story. Even if you don't remember, Just let it happen. Let the cycles turn, like seasons, like tides. Your body knows the way. There's a twilight state, right between REM cycles, when you're almost awake, almost aware, but not quite. You might notice you're in bed, feel the sheets, hear a sound, but you're still dreaming, still watching the images. This is the border, the liminal space. Some people have their most creative thoughts here. Problems solve themselves. Ideas crystallize. It's a state of consciousness, different from waking, different from sleeping. Something in between. Something special. Thomas Edison used to nap in a chair, holding ball bearings in his hand, a metal plate on the floor below. As he drifted into sleep, his hand would relax. The bearings would drop, clang on the plate, startle him awake. And in that moment, that twilight moment, he'd often have his greatest ideas. He was harvesting hypnagogia, that strange creative space, using it deliberately. You don't need to wake yourself. Just know, if you drift through this space and notice it, you're touching something rare, something valuable. After REM deprivation, if you catch up on sleep, something interesting happens. REM rebound. Your brain makes up for lost time, spending more time in REM than usual. Longer periods, more intense dreams, sometimes disturbing dreams, nightmares even, as your brain processes everything it couldn't before. This rebound comes with a surge of creativity, your mind weaving connections, solving problems. Artists and writers sometimes report breakthroughs after a period of sleep catch-up. The brain working overtime, making up for lost opportunities to process, to dream, to create. Your brain is doing this now, moving into REM, eyes darting, stories unfolding behind closed lids. Let it create, let it process, let it weave. There's a moment, right before you fall asleep, when your brain waves shift. Beta waves, active thinking, worrying, planning. They slow, softening into alpha waves, relaxed, calm. Then alpha fades into theta, that drowsy, dreamy state where thoughts drift like clouds. Scientists can watch this happen, see the exact moment when waking becomes sleeping. It's not instant, not a switch. It's a gradual descent, a dimming, like sunset bleeding into night. Your consciousness doesn't vanish. It just changes form, becomes something else, something softer, more fluid. And you might not even notice when you cross the threshold. One moment you're thinking about tomorrow, and the next you're somewhere else entirely, dreaming, floating, gone. Your body has a switch. Deep in your brainstem, a cluster of neurons, the ventrolateral preoptic nucleus, the VLPO. When it activates, it shuts down the waking systems, flips you from awake to asleep, like a power button, a biological off switch. Damage to this area, and people can't sleep at all, or only barely. The VLPO is essential, the gatekeeper between worlds. It responds to adenosine, to circadian signals, to darkness, and when enough signals align, it triggers, releases GABA, an inhibitory neurotransmitter that silences the arousal systems, quiets the wake-promoting neurons, lets sleep take over. Right now, your VLPO is humming, active, pulling you down, into the deep. Trust it. It knows what to do. For centuries, people practiced dream incubation, the art of planting a question before sleep, then harvesting the answer in dreams. Ancient Greeks slept in temples, seeking healing dreams, guidance from the gods. They'd perform rituals, make offerings, then sleep, waiting for visions. In some cultures, people still do this. They write down a question, place it under their pillow, focus on it as they drift, and sometimes, often, the dream answers, not always literally, but symbolically, metaphorically. The unconscious mind working on the problem, presenting solutions in images, in feelings, in strange narratives that somehow make sense. You can try this tonight or any night. Let your body be heavy, heavier, sinking through the mattress, through the floor, through the earth itself. Sleep debt accumulates in ways you don't feel, not at first. One night of short sleep, you adapt, you cope. Caffeine helps, adrenaline carries you, but the debt compounds, interest adding to interest. 2 nights, 3, a week. Your cognitive function drops, reaction time slows, emotional regulation crumbles, yet you don't notice. You feel tired, sure, but you don't realize how impaired you've become. Studies show after just 10 days of 6 hours of sleep, your impairment matches someone who's been awake for 24 hours straight. But you feel normal. Your brain has adapted to dysfunction, accepted it as baseline. This is the insidious nature of sleep debt. It lies, tells you you're fine, while your performance crumbles, while your health deteriorates, while inflammation rises and immune function falls. The only way to know is to sleep fully, 8 hours, 9 hours, for days, weeks, until you remember what clarity feels like, what true rest brings. Your body has been keeping score, counting every lost hour, waiting for you to pay it back. While you sleep, your body releases hormones, a cascade of chemical messages, orchestrating repair. Human growth hormone surges during deep sleep, especially in children, lengthening bones, building muscle, healing tissue. Adults still produce it, less than children, but enough to repair, to maintain, to regenerate. Testosterone peaks during REM in men. Prolactin rises in both sexes, supporting immune function. Leptin and ghrelin, the hormones that regulate hunger and fullness, they balance during sleep. When you're sleep deprived, ghrelin rises, making you hungry. Leptin falls, so you never feel full. You eat more, crave sugar and fat, gain weight, not from lack of willpower, but from hormonal chaos, from lost sleep. Sleep is an endocrine event, a hormonal symphony. Every system in your body timed to these dark hours, this nightly restoration. Your brain does something remarkable while you sleep, something discovered only recently. It solves problems, works on challenges you couldn't crack while awake. The phrase sleep on it isn't just folk wisdom, it's neuroscience. During sleep, especially REM, your brain makes distant associations, connects ideas that seem unrelated, finds solutions through lateral thinking. The logical censoring prefrontal cortex. It quiets during REM, and the associative networks, they run wild, free to make strange connections, creative leaps, insights. Dmitri Mendeleev dreamed the periodic table. Elias Howe dreamed the solution to his sewing machine design. August Kekule dreamed the structure of benzene, a circular molecule, revealed in a dream of a snake eating its own tail. Your sleeping brain, right now, it's working, processing, creating, solving problems you didn't even know you had. Sleep paralysis. It happens to half of all people at least once. You wake, but you can't move, can't speak, can't scream. Your body's still paralyzed from REM, while your mind has surfaced, aware but trapped. It lasts seconds, maybe minutes. Feels like forever. Sometimes there are hallucinations, shadowy figures in the room, pressure on your chest, a sense of malevolent presence. Every culture has legends about this. The old hag, the night demon, the shadow person, all describing the same phenomenon. Rematonia persisting into waking consciousness. It's terrifying, but harmless. If it happens, remember, you're safe. Just breathe. Focus on moving one finger, one toe. The paralysis will break. It always does. And you'll be left wondering, was that real? Knowing it wasn't, but feeling like it was. Your internal clock, without light, without cues, it drifts. Not exactly 24 hours, but close. Around 24 hours and 11 minutes on average. Every day, without sunlight, you'd go to bed 11 minutes later, wake 11 minutes later, slowly rotating around the clock. This happened in cave experiments. Scientists living underground for months. No watches, no sunlight. Their sleep-wake cycles drifted, stretched, some settling into 25-hour days, some even longer. Their circadian clocks free-running, untethered from the sun. Light is the anchor, the synchronizer. Morning sunlight especially, resetting the clock, pulling it back to 24 hours, keeping you aligned with the rotating earth. Without it, you'd slowly drift out of phase with the world, sleeping while others wake, waking while others sleep. But the sun will rise tomorrow, and your clock will reset, your rhythm will hold, you're synchronized, aligned, part of the great rotation. Technology sleeps beside you, phone on the nightstand, Wi-Fi router humming in the next room. Some people worry, electromagnetic fields, radiation, disrupting sleep. The research is mixed, inconclusive, but there's something, not dangerous perhaps, but noticeable, a subtle effect on sleep architecture, on how deeply you sink. Or maybe it's psychological, the presence of connection, of possibility, knowing at any moment a message could arrive, a notification could sound. The mind can't fully let go, staying slightly alert, slightly vigilant, waiting for the ping. Some people sleep better with devices in another room, charging elsewhere, airplane mode activated, creating distance, not from danger, but from distraction, from the digital tether, letting sleep be just sleep, uninterrupted by the modern world. You might wake at 3 a.m. or 2 or 4, the same time every night. This isn't random. Chinese medicine talks about organ clocks, each 2-hour window associated with different systems. 3 a.m., the liver, the lungs, times of cleansing, processing emotion. Western medicine sees it differently. Your circadian rhythm naturally lightens around these hours. You might briefly surface, just enough to notice. Most people drift back, don't even remember. But if you're stressed, worried, your mind might grab onto that moment, start thinking, and suddenly you're awake, fully awake, staring at the ceiling. The solution isn't to fight it. Just notice, breathe, stay in bed, rest even if you can't sleep. Often the worry about being awake causes more harm than the waking itself. Trust that sleep will return, that your body knows what it's doing. Your gut and your sleep, they're connected more than you might think. The microbiome, trillions of bacteria in your intestines, they produce neurotransmitters, serotonin, GABA, precursors to melatonin. When your gut is healthy, balanced, diverse, your sleep improves. When it's disrupted, dysbiotic, your sleep suffers. Fermented foods, fiber, prebiotics feeding beneficial bacteria. These aren't just for digestion, they're for sleep, for mood, for the gut-brain axis that connects your stomach to your dreams. Some studies show people with insomnia have different microbiomes than good sleepers. Less diversity, different bacterial ratios. Taking care of your gut is taking care of your sleep. They're not separate systems. They're one. Interconnected. Your body, a unified whole. In the Arctic, in winter, the sun doesn't rise. Polar night, months of darkness, and people's sleep. It changes, becomes irregular, fragmented. Without the daily light-dark cycle, without the circadian anchor, sleep architecture deteriorates. Deep sleep decreases. REM becomes erratic. Mood drops. Depression rates soar. Some people use light boxes, bright artificial light in the morning, trying to maintain rhythm. It helps, but it's not the same as the sun. In summer, the opposite. The sun never sets. Midnight sun, and sleep becomes difficult again. Light all night, melatonin suppressed, bodies confused about when to rest. Humans need contrast, light and dark, day and night. We're creatures of cycles, of rhythm. Without it, we drift, lose our anchor. But here, in your room, there's darkness. There's the promise of dawn. The rhythm holds. Some people share dreams, not metaphorically, but literally, reporting the same dream content, the same images, the same narratives, couples sometimes, sleeping side by side, waking to describe nearly identical dreams. Is it coincidence, pattern recognition, or something stranger? Some researchers think sleeping in close proximity, breathing patterns synchronize, brain waves might entrain, creating similar states, similar stage transitions, and maybe in that similarity, dreams overlap. Or maybe it's simpler, shared experiences, shared concerns, shared environment, creating similar unconscious material, the mind weaving dreams from the same threads, arriving at similar patterns, like two artists painting the same landscape. Either way, it's beautiful. The idea that even in dreams, in our most private interior space, we're not alone, we're connected. Even there, your brain has a noise-cancelling system. It learns what sounds are normal, expected, safe, and filters them out. This is why you can sleep through traffic, through a train rumbling past, through your partner's breathing. Your brain catalogues these sounds, marks them as ignore, lets you sleep undisturbed. But a new sound, an unexpected sound, a baby crying, smoke alarm, glass breaking, these bypass the filter, wake you instantly, your brain constantly monitoring, even in deep sleep, keeping watch, protecting you. This is why mothers wake at the slightest sound from their baby, but sleep through thunderstorms. The auditory system never fully shuts down. It's the last sense to fade into sleep, the first to wake. Your ears still work, still process, but most of what they hear never reaches consciousness, never disturbs your rest, your brain, your beautiful, brilliant brain, standing guard. When emotions run high during the day, stress, joy, fear, excitement, your REM density increases that night. More rapid eye movements, more intense neural activity, your brain working harder to process, to integrate, to make sense of the emotional data. It's as if the stronger the feeling, the more your brain needs to work it through, to strip away the intensity, to file it properly. Some researchers think this is REM's primary function, emotional regulation, taking the raw experience and smoothing it, diluting it, making it manageable. After trauma, REM increases for weeks, sometimes months, nightmares, intense dreams, the brain trying desperately to process, to heal. If REM is prevented, the trauma stays raw, unprocessed. This might be why some PTSD medications that suppress REM sometimes make symptoms worse. The brain needs to dream, needs to work through, needs the nightly theatre to make sense of horror. But tonight, your emotions are calm, soft. Your REM will be gentle, restorative, just waves of consolidation, integration, peace. There's a rare condition, highly superior autobiographical memory, HSAM, people who remember everything, every day, every detail, what they ate, what they wore, what happened in the news. They remember their dreams too, All of them, every dream they've ever had, stored, accessible, vivid. Most of us forget 95% of our dreams within minutes of waking. They slip away, dissolve, like mist in sunlight. But people with HSM, they keep them. The dreams pile up, year after year, a library of nocturnal experiences, as real as memories of waking life. Is this a gift or a burden? To remember everything, to forget nothing, including the strange, the disturbing, the nonsensical narratives of sleep. They can't unsee, can't unknow, can't let the dreams fade as nature intended. You're lucky, in a way, that you forget, that each morning brings a fresh start, the dreams dissolving, leaving only feelings, only fragments, only the lessons the unconscious wanted you to keep. Your brain decides when to wake. It's not random, not accidental. Even without an alarm, your brain knows, roughly, when morning should come. It starts preparing 30 to 60 minutes before. Cortisol begins rising, body temperature increases, sleep lightens, moving toward the surface. If you always wake at the same time, your brain learns, anticipates, starts the waking process right on schedule. This is why, when you set an alarm, you sometimes wake up right before it sounds. Your brain checking the time, ready to wake you, saving you from the jarring shock. The best way to wake is naturally, at the end of a sleep cycle, during light sleep, not yanked from deep sleep or REM. This is why you feel groggy when an alarm interrupts deep sleep, but refreshed when you wake naturally. Timing matters. Respecting cycles matters. Your brain wants to wake you gently if you let it. Creative geniuses throughout history often had unusual sleep patterns. Edison, 4 hours a night, but frequent naps. Tesla claimed 2 hours, though probably slept more. Leonardo da Vinci supposedly practiced polyphasic sleep, 20-minute naps every 4 hours. Is creativity linked to unusual sleep? Or did their obsessions, their racing minds, prevent normal rest? Some research suggests slight sleep deprivation can enhance certain types of creativity, loosening logical constraints, allowing wilder associations. But chronic sleep loss destroys creativity, along with everything else. Maybe genius sleeps differently, or maybe genius just pays a price, trading rest for inspiration, health for achievement. No one knows if the sacrifice was worth it, or if they could have done even more had they simply slept. Morning grogginess, sleep inertia, it can last minutes or hours. Your brain, still partly asleep, still producing delta waves, even though you're walking, talking, pouring coffee. The transition from sleep to full wakefulness isn't instant. It takes time for blood flow to increase in the prefrontal cortex, for neurotransmitters to shift, for consciousness to fully reassemble. Light helps, bright light, especially blue-enriched morning light. Movement helps, cold water on your face. Caffeine helps, blocking adenosine, sharpening focus. but nothing works instantly. You have to wait to let your brain catch up, to let waking fully arrive. This is why important decisions should wait until you're truly awake, truly clear. Don't trust the first hour, the foggy hour, the lingering dream state at midnight. Your sense of smell, it sharpens, not by much, but measurably. Your olfactory bulb, more sensitive during certain circadian phases. This might be why. People sometimes wake to smells, smoke, gas, food burning, the nose, keeping watch, alert even in sleep, but pleasant smells, lavender, vanilla, chamomile, they don't wake you. They deepen sleep, the brain differentiating threat versus comfort, danger versus safety, allowing rest to continue unless something is wrong. Your nose knows, even when you don't. Even in the deepest sleep, it's sampling the air, keeping you safe. Your core temperature, it has to drop 1 to 2 degrees for sleep to begin. This is non-negotiable. The body needs to cool. Heat is wakefulness. Cool is sleep. This is why hot baths before bed work. Not because you're warm, but because when you get out, your body rapidly cools, temperature dropping, triggering sleep mechanisms. This is why you stick a foot out from under the covers. Temperature regulation, your foot, with its high surface area, acting as a radiator, releasing heat, cooling your core. Some people can't sleep without a foot out. Their body needing that heat exchange, that cooling path. The ideal core temperature for deep sleep, around 97.7 degrees Fahrenheit, just below normal waking temperature, cool enough for the brain to shift modes, for the body to enter repair, for sleep to take hold. Let yourself cool. Let the warmth drain away. Feel the sheets, slightly cool, against your skin. That drowsy and floating feeling right before sleep. Hypnagogia. It has a physics, a quality. Your sense of time distorts. Thoughts become non-linear, dreamlike. Images appear, random, disconnected. Your body feels heavy but also weightless, both at once, sinking and floating. Your awareness fragmenting. You might think you're still awake, still following thoughts, but you're already partially asleep, straddling worlds, one foot in waking, one in dreaming. This is the most creative state, the most receptive, the most open. Some people fear this state, the loss of control, the strangeness, but it's safe, it's natural, it's just the border, the threshold. Everyone crosses it twice a day, into sleep and out again. Let yourself drift. There's nothing to fear in the crossing. Your brain replays memories while you sleep. Actual replay. Same neurons firing in the same patterns. The hippocampus lighting up with the day's experiences, a maze you ran, a conversation you had, a fact you learned. The neurons fire again, hundreds of times faster than real time, compressing, consolidating, transferring to long-term storage. This happens mostly during sleep spindles, brief bursts of brain activity in stage 2 sleep, 12 to 16 hertz, thalamic neurons firing in synchrony. These spindles, they're the moment of learning, of solidification. More spindles, better memory, less spindles, information lost. You're having sleep spindles right now. Memories from today being written into tomorrow. What you'll remember being decided in the dark while you're unaware. Sound frequencies affect dream texture. Some researchers have found low frequencies, deep tones, correspond to darker dreams, more anxious, more aggression, conflict. Higher frequencies, lighter dreams, more positive, more fantastical. This might be why white noise machines help. The steady, neutral frequency smoothing the soundscape, preventing sudden, jarring sounds, creating acoustic consistency. The brain responding to this stability, generating calmer dream content, less reactive, less turbulent. Music can do this too. Slow, droning, ambient music, especially in lower registers, frequencies between 60 and 80 beats per minute, matching or slightly slower than resting heart rate. The body, in training to the rhythm, the dreams, softening, deepening. Your body has an internal tide influenced by the moon. Maybe, but more certainly by the earth itself. A circadian rhythm separate from circadian, roughly 12.4 hours, matching the tides. Some researchers think all life on Earth, evolved in the ocean, still carries this ancient rhythm, this lunar tidal clock. It's subtle, hard to detect, but measurable. Your body temperature, blood pressure, hormone levels, they oscillate, not just in 24-hour cycles, but in tidal rhythms too, twice daily peaks and valleys. The ocean, still flowing through you, even on dry land, even in your sleep. Some people feel this, notice they're more alert or drowsier at specific times, regardless of when they woke. The tide, turning inside them. Growth hormone, repair enzymes, they surge at night during deep sleep. Your cells going into overdrive. Protein synthesis increases, tissue repair accelerates, wounds heal faster during sleep, bones grow denser, muscles rebuild stronger, your immune system producing more antibodies, more T cells, more natural killer cells, patrolling, defending, your liver processing toxins more efficiently, your kidneys filtering, cleaning, your whole body a factory of renewal, working the night shift. By morning, you're physically different, literally rebuilt, cell by cell, molecule by molecule. Sleep is not rest, sleep is work, the most important work your body does. You don't notice them, but you have micro arousals, brief moments of partial waking, 10 to 15 times an hour, sometimes more, each lasting only seconds. Your EEG shows sudden shift to waking patterns, then back to sleep. You never remember these. They're too brief, too shallow. They're normal, part of healthy sleep architecture. Your brain checking in, scanning for danger. Is everything okay? Yes, back to sleep. They only become a problem when they're too frequent, too long, fragmenting sleep into useless pieces. But yours are fine, normal. Your brain just doing its job, keeping watch while letting you rest. The perfect balance, vigilance and surrender. Most people dream in color, vivid, saturated, full spectrum, but about 12% dream in black and white, or mostly grayscale, with occasional color. Why? One theory: people who grew up with black and white television before color became universal, they're more likely to dream in monochrome. Their visual imagination, shaped by the media they consumed, the brain, learning what to expect, what to generate. Younger people, raised with color screens everywhere, nearly all dream in color. The mind, reflecting the world it knows, even in sleep, even in the most private theatre. Culture shapes experience. What color are your dreams? You might not even know. Most people don't think to check, don't remember clearly enough. But tonight, if you become lucid, look around. Notice the colors or the absence. It tells you something about your mind, about how you see. Astronauts sleep differently in space, without gravity, without up or down. Sleep cycles shorten, more awakenings, less deep sleep. The body, confused, missing the pressure cues, the weight, the sensation of lying down. They strap themselves into sleeping bags, attached to walls, floating. Some report vivid dreams, more intense than on Earth. Others barely dream at all. The brain, adapting to an environment it was never designed for. An environment without the rhythms of Earth, without the pull that shaped all terrestrial life. But you're on Earth, gravity holding you, pressing you down into the mattress. This is what your body expects, what it knows. Let the weight sink into you. Let gravity be your anchor. Your brain, during REM, runs threat simulations, ancient software, practicing danger scenarios. You're being chased, falling, losing your teeth, failing. These aren't random. They're training. Your amygdala, fear center, activated during REM, generating threats so you can practice responding. This is why nightmares evolved, not to torment you, but to prepare you, to rehearse fear, to make you better at survival. Children have more nightmares than adults. Their brains working harder, learning faster, simulating more scenarios. Even unpleasant dreams serve a purpose. They're not failures or signs of dysfunction. They're your brain taking its job seriously, keeping you ready, keeping you sharp, even in sleep, even in safety. Evolution never stops training you for a world that might, at any moment, become dangerous. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, you might wake with sudden clarity, a problem solved, a decision made, everything obvious, crystal clear. This is midnight insight, when the logical mind quiets, when consciousness loosens. Sometimes truth emerges. The solution was there all along, but waking thoughts, with their noise, their anxiety, their overthinking, they buried it. in the quiet of night, in that strange liminal waking? The answer surfaces obvious, simple, right. Keep a notebook by your bed. If this happens, write it down. These insights, they fade like dreams, gone by morning, but they're real, they're valuable. They're your unconscious mind, doing what it does best, solving problems while you rest. Sleep pressure builds, wake signals fade. They're in constant battle. Throughout the day, wake signals dominate, orexin neurons firing, histamine promoting alertness, norepinephrine keeping you sharp. But as evening comes, as adenosine accumulates, the balance shifts. Sleep pressure rises, pushing down, wake signals weaken, losing the fight. At some point, a tipping point, sleep wins. The VLPO activates. GABA floods the system, and the wake circuits shut down. Not gradually, but suddenly. A cascade, a domino effect, and consciousness collapses. You're in that cascade now. The balance is tipped. Sleep pressure too strong, wake signals too weak. There's no going back, only forward, into the depths, into the dark. Dreams fade rapidly. 90% gone within 5 minutes of waking. Why? Because dream memories are encoded differently. They form in the hippocampus, but without the same chemical consolidation as waking memories. They're written in disappearing ink, meant to be temporary. This is probably protective. If we remembered every dream in vivid detail, we might confuse them with reality, might not know what actually happened, what we imagined. The fade-out mechanism keeps dreams in their place, separate, ephemeral, ghost memories. But sometimes, if you wake during or right after a dream and focus, replay it immediately, tell someone, write it down, you can capture it, lock it in, move it from temporary to permanent storage. This is how dream journals work, catching the dream before it evaporates. If someone sleeps beside you, your sleep changes. Heart rates synchronize, breathing patterns align, you unconsciously coordinate. Even your sleep stages can sync, moving through cycles together. Light sleep together, deep sleep together. This is why, when your partner tosses, you might wake, or when they sigh, you shift. You're entrained, connected, even in unconsciousness. For some, this helps. The presence comforting, the synchrony soothing. For others, it fragments sleep, makes rest lighter, less restorative. There's no right answer. Some couples sleep better apart, and that's okay. Sleep is medicine, more important than tradition, than expectation. Whatever helps you rest is right. Your heart rate, it dips at night, sometimes dropping 20 to 30 beats per minute. This is your parasympathetic nervous system taking over, rest and digest mode. Your heart working less hard, pressure decreasing, blood vessels dilating, the cardiovascular system getting a break. This is why, in dreams, you can live entire lives, experience years, then wake to find only minutes have passed, or you dream you're doing something tedious forever and it's only been moments. The dreaming mind, untethered from temporal reality, floating in its own duration. Some lucid dreamers learn to stretch dream time, make it last, practice a skill in a dream for what feels like hours, wake after 20 minutes. The brain doesn't know the difference. The practice still counts, still builds neural pathways. Time in dreams is whatever you experience it to be. Polyphasic sleep, sleeping multiple times per day instead of one long night. Some people swear by it, claim it gives them more waking hours. Uberman, 6 20-minute naps every 4 hours, never sleeping more than 20 minutes. Everyman, 1 core sleep plus naps. Dymaxion, 4 30-minute naps spread across the day. Does it work? For most people, no. The body needs consolidated sleep, needs long stretches of deep sleep and a REM. Polyphasic schedules might give you more waking hours, but they're lower quality hours. Cognitive function drops, health deteriorates, mood crashes. A few people, very few, adapt, find sustainable patterns, but for most, it's a slow form of sleep deprivation, dressed up as optimization. Your body knows what it needs. Long, uninterrupted, anchored to the night. Trust that ancient wisdom more than modern hacks. Adenosine, we mentioned it before, but let's sink deeper. It's a byproduct of energy use, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, breaking down, releasing adenosine. The longer you're awake, the more your neurons fire, the more adenosine accumulates, binding to receptors, slowing neural activity, creating that heavy, it's drowsy feeling. It's a beautiful system. Your brain, measuring its own exhaustion through chemistry, through molecular accumulation. When adenosine reaches a threshold, sleep becomes irresistible, the pressure too great, the weight too heavy. You must, you will, surrender. Caffeine blocks these receptors, prevents adenosine from binding, but the molecule is still there, still building. When caffeine wears off, all the accumulated adenosine rushes in at once. The crash, sudden, overwhelming, the debt coming due, right now, as you rest. Adenosine is being cleared, washed away by sleep. By morning, the slate wiped clean, ready to begin again. Sleep spindles, we touched on these, but they deserve more attention. These brief bursts, 12 to 16 hertz, lasting half a second to 2 seconds. They're the signature of stage 2 sleep, the most abundant stage, taking up half your night. During these spindles, your thalamus and cortex talk, synchronized firing. This is when memories transfer, when learning solidifies. More spindles correlate with higher IQ, better memory, faster learning. They're your brain's save button, clicking again and again, preserving what matters, discarding what doesn't. You can't feel them, can't control them, but they're happening now, dozens per hour. Your mind, quietly, efficiently, making you smarter, more capable, more you. Deep in your brain, the hypothalamus, There are neurons that produce orexin, also called hypocretin. These neurons, they're the accelerator. They keep you awake, alert. If they fire, you're up, energized, cannot sleep. When they go silent, sleep becomes possible. People with narcolepsy, they've lost these neurons, 80 to 90% gone, destroyed by their own immune system. Without orexin, they can't stay awake. They fall asleep suddenly, uncontrollably, even while standing, talking, eating. The wake signal simply vanishes. This shows how crucial these neurons are, how finely balanced. The systems of sleep and wake, one chemical, one cluster of cells, standing between consciousness and collapse. Right now, your orexin neurons, they're quiet, letting you rest. But they'll wake tomorrow, pull you back to the world when it's time. Some people hear explosions as they fall asleep, a sudden, loud bang inside their head, exploding head syndrome, terrifying name for a harmless phenomenon. It's a form of sensory misfire as the brain shuts down, auditory neurons misfiring, creating the sensation of enormous noise. No pain, no danger, just sound, or the brain's interpretation of something. Some people see flashes of light too. The visual cortex also misfiring, creating fireworks in the dark. It's more common than you'd think, but people don't talk about it. Worried they're going mad. You're not. It's just the brain's imperfect shutdown sequence, like a computer making strange noises as it powers down. Normal, harmless, just startling. Sleep regulation has two processes. Process S, sleep pressure, building with every waking hour. And process C, your circadian rhythm, the internal clock telling you when to sleep, regardless of pressure. These two processes interact, creating your sleep-wake pattern. When they align, sleep pressure high and circadian signal saying night, you get the best sleep, deep, restorative, consolidated. When they're misaligned, jet lag, shift work, you feel tired but can't sleep, or you sleep but don't feel rested. The systems fighting each other, respecting both processes, going to bed when both say yes, waking when both agree. This is the key to good sleep, not fighting biology, not forcing wakefulness or sleep, just listening, aligning, cooperating with the ancient machinery. When you first wake, those first few minutes, your prefrontal cortex is offline, decision-making impaired, judgment clouded. This is sleep inertia, and it has neurological causes. Delta waves still present, blood flow reduced in frontal regions, neurotransmitters still transitioning from sleep to wake profiles. This is why you shouldn't make important decisions immediately upon waking, why you might not remember the first few minutes, why you feel confused, disoriented. Your brain is booting up, systems coming online sequentially, consciousness returning in layers, not all at once. Give yourself time, 20 minutes, 30, before demanding full function. Let your brain wake, gently, completely, then decide, then act. then engage fully with the world. Caffeine has a half-life, 5 to 7 hours on average. This means if you drink coffee at 4 p.m., half the caffeine is still in your system at 9 p.m. At 2 a.m., still a quarter remains. It blocks adenosine receptors, prevents sleep pressure from registering. You don't feel tired, but your body is exhausted, desperate for rest. This affects sleep architecture. Even if you fall asleep, your deep sleep decreases, REM shortens. You spend more time in light sleep, less restorative stages. You wake feeling unrefreshed, so you drink more coffee, creating a cycle, dependence, dysfunction. Respect caffeine's half-life. Cut off early, noon, 1 p.m. Let the adenosine receptors clear by evening, so your body's true signal, its genuine exhaustion, can finally be felt. Parasomnias, abnormal behaviors during sleep. They're more common than you'd think. Confusional arousals, waking but not waking, speaking gibberish, acting strangely, night terrors, sitting up, screaming, eyes open but still asleep, fear without content, terror without cause. These happen during transitions between sleep stages, usually out of deep sleep. The brain caught between states, consciousness fractured, neither asleep nor awake but something in between, something wrong. They're more common in children. In adults, they can signal stress, sleep deprivation, other sleep disorders. If it happens, the person won't remember. They're not conscious, not aware, just a malfunction, a glitch. The brain will find its way back to proper sleep, to proper waking. Just give it time. Don't try to wake them. Don't force clarity. Let the episode pass. Let the brain sort itself out. GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, the brain's primary inhibitory neurotransmitter. It quiets neurons, calms activity. When GABA levels rise, sleep becomes possible. The chattering mind goes silent. Many sleep medications work by enhancing GABA. Benzodiazepines, Z-drugs, alcohol. They all boost GABA signaling, forcing the brain into quietude. But natural sleep, the best sleep, comes from your own GABA, produced and released on schedule, in the right amounts, in the right places. Medications can help short-term, but they change sleep architecture, reduce deep sleep, create dependency. The brain, learning to need the drug, forgetting how to sleep naturally. Your brain knows how to sleep. It's produced GABA for millions of years. Trust it. Support it with darkness, coolness, routine, but trust it to do what it's always done. There's a parasomnia called sexsomnia, intimate behaviors during sleep, touching oneself or a partner, initiating intimacy, all while completely asleep, unconscious. The person has no memory, no awareness, no control. It's rare, but real, documented, studied. It happens during confused arousals, the brain caught between sleep and wake, motor programs activating without consciousness, without intention. It can cause enormous distress, confusion, relationship problems, legal issues even. But it's a sleep disorder, not a choice, not intentional. If it happens, medical evaluation is essential. Sleep studies, neurological assessment, it's treatable, manageable, with proper diagnosis, with understanding, with compassion for something that happens beyond control, beyond awareness. There's a rule, 10-3-2-1-0, a sleep hygiene formula, simple, practical. 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine. 3 hours before, no more food or alcohol. 2 hours before, no more work. 1 hour before, no more screens. 0, the number of times you'll hit snooze if you follow the rest. It's not rigid, not absolute, but it's a framework, a way to prepare, to signal to your body that sleep is coming, that it's time to wind down. Caffeine cleared, digestion finished, mind relaxed, melatonin flowing. Then, when you lie down, your body is ready, truly ready, not fighting, not confused, just ready to sleep. You could try this tonight, tomorrow. Let each stage prepare the next, like ritual, like ceremony, honoring sleep, giving it what it needs. Your breathing has slowed, deepened. Feel it, the rise and fall, each breath pulling you deeper, each exhale releasing, letting go. You're so close now to full sleep, to the deepest rest. Just a little further, just a little more. Surrender. The room is dark, or dark enough. The temperature cool, your body finding its perfect thermal balance. The sounds around you already catalogued, marked as safe. Your brain, letting them fade into background, into nothing. Every muscle, soft, loose. Your jaw unclenched, your shoulders dropped, your legs heavy, your eyelids so heavy now, barely holding, barely there. Just let them close, or stay closed. Let the darkness be complete. Your heart, thump, 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 steady, slow, perfect rhythm, the rhythm of life, of rest, of healing. Everything in your body synchronized, aligned, working together to give you this peace, this restoration. You might drift now into hypnagogia, seeing shapes, colors, faces in the dark. This is normal, beautiful even. Just watch them, like clouds. Let them come, let them go. Don't hold on, don't analyze, just witness and drift. Or you might already be dreaming, little dreams, fragments, images that make no sense but feel important. A door, a voice, a color you can't name. These are the first whispers of the night stories. Let them come. They'll grow, deepen, become full dreams in time. Your body is repairing now, already, even in these early stages. Growth hormone beginning to release, immune cells multiplying, tissues knitting. You're being rebuilt, remade, better than you were when you lay down. This happens every night. This miracle, the restoration. Your body knows exactly what to do. You don't have to think about it, control it, manage it. Just allow it, trust it. Let your biology, your ancient, perfect biology, do its work. The mysteries continue, even as you drift, the 90-minute cycles and turning, the stages progressing, light to deep to REM, over and over, each cycle bringing something different, something needed. Deep sleep early, more REM later, your brain orchestrating perfectly, conducting the symphony of the night. Your dreams tonight, they'll process today, integrate yesterday, prepare for tomorrow. They'll rehearse scenarios, solve problems, regulate emotions, strip away the unnecessary charge, leave you steadier, clearer, more ready, and you won't remember most of it. The dreams will fade, the processing will be invisible, but you'll feel it in how you wake, in how you move through tomorrow, lighter, stronger, more yourself. That's how you'll know sleep did its work. The moon turns somewhere above, pulling tides, pulling the water in your body. The earth rotates, carrying you through darkness toward dawn. The universe continues its ancient rhythm, expansion, cooling, the slow dance of galaxies, and you here, small and perfect, part of it all, resting, sleeping, held by forces older than time. Your consciousness is fading now, fragmenting into something new, not gone, just changed, distributed, spread across sleeping networks. You're not one thing anymore, not a unified self. You're a process, a flow, a river of activity moving through the night. And maybe you're already asleep, have been for minutes, the words still reaching you, but differently, filtered through sleeping attention, becoming part of the dream, part of the drift. Or maybe you're still aware, still listening, but barely, just barely, hanging onto the thread of meaning, of sound. Either way, you're safe. You're exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what your body needs. There's nothing to achieve, nowhere to go, nothing to prove, just this, just rest, just sleep, just letting go, completely, finally, fully. The night is long, the darkness deep. There's so much time for all the sleep you need, all the repair, all the dreaming, all the restoration. The cycles will turn 4, 5, 6 times before morning, each one a complete journey, each one a gift. And when you wake, whenever that is, you'll be different, rested, healed, renewed. The memories consolidated, the emotions regulated, the body repaired. You'll be ready for whatever comes, strong enough, clear enough, whole enough. But that's tomorrow, that's morning, that's later, it's right now. There's only this soft darkness, this quiet breathing, this perfect, profound peace. Let it hold you, let it keep you, let yourself sink all the way down, past thought, past awareness, past everything, into the deep, the darkness, the dream. Your body knows the way. It's done this thousands of times, millions of times since you were born. It knows how to sleep, how to rest, how to restore. You don't have to help, don't have to try, just allow, just be heavier, heavier, deeper, deeper. The mattress beneath you, holding you, supporting you, the air around you, cool and still, your breath, slow and steady, your heart, calm and quiet, everything, settling, everything, slowing, everything, fading into sleep. The universe keeps turning. The rhythm of sleep keeps us grounded. Through the mysteries we drift. 100 sleep mysteries, woven through the darkness, each one a thread in the tapestry of night, each one a note in the lullaby that never ends, and will keep drifting, floating together through the mysteries, looping softly, endlessly, through the night, the cycles turning, the stages flowing, deep sleep melting into dreams, dreams dissolving into deeper sleep, over and over, the rhythm, the pulse, the eternal return. Your body sinking, heavier, heavier, your mind releasing, lighter, lighter, the perfect balance, weight and weightlessness, presence and absence, here and nowhere, sleeping, deeply sleeping, finally, completely sleeping, and we'll keep drifting, floating together through the mystery.